Hey everybody, it's Calia, and today I'm going to show you some of the ways that make myself feel more connected to my Minecraft world. And hopefully there's one or two of these things that might stick with you, or something in this video that gives you inspiration. I love my Minecraft world. I like the term forever world that people have been using a lot recently, because it changes my perspective away from our world just being a Minecraft world, into something you can always come back to that sticks with you every day, even when you're not playing the game. I feel like a lot of the decisions I've made with this world have been with the intention of keeping this world active for as long as I can. If you're wondering what version I'm playing on, it's the Better Than Adventure mod for beta 1.7.3, which I 100% recommend giving a try if you're at all interested in old school Minecraft. This mod is my favorite way to play Minecraft, and it's been my main version for years now. And by the way, these tips aren't just for one specific version. You can use these tips if you play Modern or if you play Alpha Minecraft, it doesn't really matter. So, yeah. Okay, enough introduction. Let's get into my list of things I do that make me feel more connected to my world. Number 1 is hiding things. I've been hiding cakes on top of gold blocks around my world in hidden locations. For example, behind this bookshelf in my library. I think the idea of building rooms or objects that you might forget about and rediscover months or years down the line is such a fun idea, and it can be a fun scavenger hunt for your future self to see if you remember where you hid things, or for anyone else who you want to show the world to. Personally, I vary how hidden the cakes are, making some easier to find than others, especially the first one, which is right in the corner of my house. Number 2 is doing special things for milestones. This can really be anything you want, such as building a commemorative room for every year you play on the world, or maybe throwing a party with your pets every certain number of days. Personally, I've decided that I will build a giant dessert or sweet treat for every 500 days that passes. And the first one I built is this creeper sugar cookie by my spawn point. I thought this was such a fun idea, and it makes days passing feel so much more important to me because I know on day 1000 I'll get to design another sculpture, which could be another cookie or a different food or maybe even a statue. But I won't have to decide until then, so I can keep brainstorming what I'm going to do, which is a small but exciting thing in the back of my mind, which makes me excited to open up my world and play for an hour or two whenever I'm bored. Number 3 is a little specific, and it is numbering or labeling things. I see a lot of people who will write a sign outside their builds with the real life date that they built it, but I wanted something a little more subtle, and I just wanted to have a way to remember which buildings I built first in my world. Plus, I also wanted to have building addresses, so I combined both of those ideas into a 4-digit code for every building, where the first 2 digits basically represent the area of my world, and the last 2 digits represent the order that the building was created. For example, the first building I built was the Sanctuary, so the address is 1101. The 11 is for the city, which is Flowstone Shore, and the 01 is because it was the first building in this area. Having an address for every building is nice for keeping track of everything I've built, and I do this in my notes document with a nicely organized list, which ties perfectly into number 4, which is keeping a document or journal for your world. This can look different for everybody, but for me personally, I like having a single document for everything related to my world. I have a few sections, one for building codes, along with their names, one section for ideas that pop into my head that I'd like to build, and one section for just making up stories about my world and how the buildings connect. You can journal about anything in your world, and it's completely up to you how you do it. And I think it's really cool how everyone can document their world differently, whether it's keeping a physical journal, jotting stuff down in your notes app, or even creating videos showing off your progress. Having something you can look back on and see how your world has changed over time is really important to me, because you never know what's going to happen in the future, and you might want to revisit memories of your world down the line. Number 5 is for those of you who love preserving the environment, or you just love the seed you spawned in. And it's to build around the terrain already in your world, and let it inspire you. This is the tip that probably gives me the most motivation to build in my world, just looking at a specific landform or piece of world generation and getting inspired to do something there. Recently I got the urge to mine out an entire chunk, which is something I've never done before. I looked for a good place around my base for the mining site, and I found this perfect small divot in the ground that looked like a sand pit. And I knew instantly that's where I wanted to mine out the chunk because a giant hole wouldn't look too out of place there. Another example is this pink house that I built on this tall piece of land, which has a great view of the large area behind it. The view was boring, but it inspired me to add some features like sculptures made out of wool and a mushroom house. So now I have so much inspiration to fill out the rest of the view with builds that make it feel like this house has a giant colorful garden behind it. And none of this would have happened if I flattened the land to build the house instead of just working with the terrain. And of course, I make exceptions to this rule sometimes if I just need more space, or if I have a specific idea of a build in my head that involves terrain. But overall, I definitely recommend working around the terrain you are given in your world, because personally it makes me feel more connected to the seed, and it makes it fun to open up an empty copy of your world and see all of the places where you've put your favorite builds. Those are all of my tips for feeling more connected to your Minecraft world. If any of them resonated with you, please let me know. And also, I'd love to hear your own ways that you personalize your Minecraft world, so please comment if you would like to share. Thank you for watching to the end of this video. This style of video is something very new to me, and this is actually the first video I've ever scripted and recorded background gameplay for. So if you guys liked it, please leave a like and let me know if you want more videos like this one. See you guys later, bye! And none of this would have happened if I flattened...